Hello and welcome back to Super Buddies Forever. Specifically, Super Buddies Forever new thing, hair salon time. What we have here is a Wave 1 Howleen with the orange hair. I mentioned in Howleen's Wolf Den bedroom that I was hoping to get one of her nude and play with her hair and see if I can straighten this curly hair. I have done about 10 dolls' hair and fixed them from being very frizzed out and knotted and a mess. I have never done a curly haired doll to see what I can do with it. So this is kind of all of an experiment. My goal is to have HOWLEEN Wave 1 in her pajamas, in her bedroom, and at least at the very least, looking like she has been sleeping and she hasn't done her hair in this style yet. I hope for it to be very straight, but since it's an experiment, I don't know what's gonna happen. Let's go find out. And here is my beauty salon kit. I have found this brush works the best, or comb works the best, because it has these nice soft bristles that are not too sharp. I do use the rat tail comb for parting, scissors for trimming, lots of different straws. So I have taken off her two ponytails, and this is what we have.
And this one's mine.
Yes. So this makes this one mine, and you get mine to keep for yours. We traded. Yes. My biggest fear is okay. Her hair is absolutely, without a doubt, perfectly rooted thick everywhere. I was afraid maybe it would be thin in that ponytail. It is not. It is all cut perfectly.
Well, they have to get that big poofy hair.
Well, sometimes they thin it out in the middles where you don't see it, and this one is completely solid. So first step that I'm going to do is just kind of work out with these, and it takes time, which is nice to do when you're watching TV. I'll just comb out these curls as best I can until...
Hey, put it in hot water and might take them out, or cold water.
Well, that's going to be the next step. Actually, most people do hot water. I soak mine in fabric softener overnight. It is a little bit greasy and a little bit smelly like glue. So this is a good addition to this doll. We shall see how she turns out. Just dip her in here in the half fabric softener, half water. And I use her legs as a hook. So it is just swirl it in there. And with her just hanging there, it's just her hair, not her face. I've never soaked a face, so I don't know how that would work. Although I've done about 10 hairs that I've fixed, and I've never had a problem with the makeup coming off. But I like to be careful. And so as not to waste, I just have a plastic deep container here, an old sour cream bucket bowl, and I just put the lid on it after, got it marked, and reuse it later, top it up when needed. So she will sit overnight to really soften up that hair and make it easy to brush that out. And let's hope we can get this as straight as possible. Having waited 24 hours soaking her in the half fabric softener, half water, I'm now going to pull her out, not rinse her, put her on a cloth. Be very careful with the fabric softener and use it on a towel. I'll start brushing her hair out and combing it out. The fabric softener does stain fabric, so protect your surroundings. I will comb her while she's on a towel. Well, it's still pretty frizzy. I don't know about getting it straight at this point, but at the very least we can try for a new hairstyle. I'm now going to put it under just hot tap water to start rinsing out the fabric softener, and hope that the hot water from the tap water starts to pull down some of this curl. I'm combing it in a direction I want it to go to kind of train those hair, the synthetic hair, to go in the direction I want. Here I'm going to try and curl down all this frizz and curl. It definitely rinsed well. It smells much better with the fabric softener. If anything, that's a plus. I have very curly hair myself, so I'm going to just use my own techniques to straighten my hair and work on it. I have different size straws here and different color coded. All the ones over here, so it's easier for me. I've got a cut in it, and then my clear ones are just regular. I got bigger straws just to I'm not trying to recurl it, I just want to uncurl this. And bobby pins. This is how I have done it. I just take a certain amount, and this is definitely takes some finagling with the fingers. I put the curling one on as neatly as I can. Then I use the cut one, put it on top, kind of like how perm papers do. Pull it out. I'm trying to get that end as smooth as possible. After this, we'll put it in the hot water to make it form that way. And then just carefully roll it. If anything pops out, I'll just stick another cut piece of straw in there. And maybe even now to hold this down, whatever way I can get it to work. This is how I fixed a lot of the doll's hairs that I've done. As I said, never the curly one. Take my bobby pins and use as many as I need to hold it down. So I'll continue on and do the whole head, and then we'll do the hot and cold water treatment and let it dry and see what happens. She is all curled up and ready for the treatment. Interesting that you can see the way her hair is rooted now. That probably took about 20 minutes to do. I have done cold water with ice in a bowl of hot water, 2 minutes for this size bowl. Good use of old bowls. 2 minutes. Have your parents help you in case that's too hot. It's hot. I can stick my finger in it. It's not too hot, but hot enough. And all I'm going to do is stick her in the hot water for 30-40 seconds, let it penetrate those curls, and then put in the cold water for the same. One is to soften, loosen, and make those synthetic hairs form to the new curled straws. And then the cold water will set it. Just kind of move it around a little bit. This has been a fun project while I'm waiting for the cottage to dry and can move on with those videos. I'm super excited about the results of this. Of course, doing straight hair was much easier, and I used the same curling style just to curl the hair of all the girls in the Scaras. I didn't have to worry about it being straightened. So I think that's thoroughly done. And then I'll put her in here. Same, move around so it penetrates well into the cold water and sets those new curls. I've put quite a few bobby pins on just to be sure it doesn't fall out while it's in this process. Some people worry about rust. I've never had that problem with the 10 dolls I've done. It could be that the bobby pins are well coated. If you had purely metal ones, you'd probably want to make sure none of those bobby pins are touching that actual hair, especially if it were light colored or Barbie colored. Good. Let her just drip dry a little bit. Just gonna leave her outside for 24 hours. Let her drip dry and leave it alone till it's time to pull it out. Can't wait to see how this works out. I'm so excited. People wonder, does mommy play with her dolls? Well, this is what I do. Our beautiful 80-degree weather here in AZ will help this dry much quicker. Here we are, the moment of truth. Let's start taking them out and see what's going to happen. Well, it's different, but it's still a little frizzy.
What do we make of that?
I don't know. It's definitely different. Just might need a little haircut. Oh, well, I'll keep taking those out. Well, all the curlers are out and it's looking good in some spots and very frizzy at the ends. So if I brush it, it's definitely smoother, but still fluffy at the ends. So I guess I have a decision to make.
Dun dun dun.
Can leave it a little fluffy and say that this experiment did not work. Or maybe I can give her a little haircut and get rid of some of these frizzy ends that just aren't working out. Let's see.
Or maybe hit it again with the fabric softener for
Well, that's what I'm...
second treatment.
Okay, you pay too much attention. Well, that's what I'm thinking. If I cut off some of this frizzy...
Oh, I know how your brain works.
I really want this one to be different. She needs a haircut on her bangs anyway. They're too long. But let me decide. I have a feeling it's going to be a little hair trim. It's going to be what we have to do to get it where I like it. Well, here she is as of right now. This is, I took off just the littlest, itziest, bitsiest little piece of her edging, the trim, and as you can see, it's frizzy, so it needed to go. I'm super happy with her bangs. With the hot water, it's gone down quite a bit, but we still seem to have some curl. So maybe a fail in terms of getting it straight, although I'm going to try a few more things. Did not realize this video was going to take me so long. But at the very least, I am very pleased with the bangs, and I think this can look like a cute shag, if not anything else. So I'm not really disappointed. Alrighty, that was the second round of curl. It's definitely looking smoother, still curly, not as much. Frizzy's gone. I guess the last I can do is just play with that a little bit and see what style I can come up with. Either way, I might not have straight. I think it's going to look pretty neat. And here we go, my last ditch effort. Most people I'm sure would not try this as hard as I am, but I really, really want this fairly straight. I'm on a mission. Poor Howleen looks terrible. On the last pictures I showed you, I just ran it under that hot water, almost as hotter than my hands could deal with, combed it, and then put in the fabric softener, of course, and then I pulled it out and I didn't rinse it fully. So this poor girl, what I did was I took a plastic baggie and I poked holes in it with a pen and came up with this. I smoothed it all under the plastic and put the rubber bands around it to hold it down. The holes to make it have air. Probably could have had a really cute idea from the last session, a cute hairstyle, but I just didn't want to stop there. That I actually could have had a lot of fun with those curls. So let's see how this works. And I promise these next ones are not going to be this long. I mean, it would only be me who would pick a most challenging one so early in this game. Oh my goodness. Let's hope this works. And here we are, 2 days later. I let her sit for 2 days to be sure. Let's try and get this off. Pretty much figured out that whatever it is what I'm living with. I have definitely tried my best on this girl. Oop. Let's see. Oh boy. Oh boy. I think I got it. Finally. What a moment. I'm intrigued. It worked. Hooray.